Yeah, it is what it is. Any other final thoughts, babe? What do you think about it? Who's got the better flow?
Oh, I'm a Megan fan.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw her on SNL.
Yeah, you're right.
She was really good.
Joy last night was like, I wouldn't kick Megan out of bed.
I don't think Minnie would.
All right, I tried. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next topic. What's the next topic of the night, babe?
Parents of OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney charged in her murder case. Make sure you go to t3mediastudios.com for more details and sources. This from CBS News.
From CBS News. So I even forgot about this. I honestly thought that she was already like convicted and everything, but no, she's still awaiting. He pretty much was downing black women, bring her. So when he was unalived, guess who came out like, oh look, I don't want to say funny, but it was like I knew that was what was going to happen. The black women were like all up and out because this guy was talking so much crap about, and you know what, like I understand if you're in a situation where if you have a certain experience with a demographic and you think I'm going to try something different, but you still don't need to down the whole, because you're only dating a sliver little iota. You can't. That's like me saying that all such and such is bad because I had experience with one guy or one girl. That's always stupid to me.
Well, that's just justification for alienation.
Yeah,
and that's how most
people
racism starts.
Yeah,
they have one negative experience, and then a lot of it's learned.
And they blanket everybody.
Yeah, yeah. And they blanket to everybody.
In reality, most of us have issues that we pick the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's you have to look at yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of those finger pointing just need to go like this.
You're picking the bad one.
Yeah.
Yeah. When are you gonna? Yeah. Obviously, in that situation, he didn't pick right. I guess.
I'm very curious of the details of like how this is turning from self-defense to not. Like, I don't know.
I can't remember the details on it. I know the trial had eyes and concern about the arrest and suggesting prosecutorial misconduct. The state is seeking a gag order in this case. Kim and Deborah and Courtney are charged with unauthorized access of a computer belonging to the victim, Christian Boomselli. Clenney claims she stabbed Boomselli in self-defense at the Miami Miami apartment.
So here's where I'm like it's not on the second page. It's on the next.
The next page. Yeah, I missed the order.
Like you said the arrest of Clenney's parents are reportedly related to the laptop belonging to him, and then his family attorney expressed sadness and support for the investigation into Christian's murder. And then it said a new video surfaced showing the abusive and rocky relationship between Clenney and
Abu Selli.
And then it said Clenney's attorney argues that she killed her boyfriend in self-defense during domestic dispute. So she is still saying her part of this investigation was in self-defense. Yeah.
Yeah. The parents' charge is about whether or not they hid evidence.
For their daughter. Now, here's the only thing as a parent, because and this is me making a stretch out of whatever connection this is, where I could see why they would have hid that laptop. I'm going, well, why would they have hid it? Like, what would have been on there? But she was an OnlyFans.
Well, no, it says, so the video, I don't know if that was on his.
No, I know the details.
It says new video shows the rocky relationship between.
Like the abusive part.
Yeah, Courtney Clenney her, which he denies. The video is an example of their toxic relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it was tumultuous for
Both
sure.
Definitely
like
had a toxic relationship.
They were like very toxic in that sense. My only thing is like if there was like footage, I don't know what she did on OnlyFans, like what her jam was, but if like there was like intimate acts that her parents didn't want out, that would be the only reason. That would
to me would be the excuse that they could use.
Yeah.
But what the prosecution is going to say is that there was evidence that was needed that could probably have worked against their daughter's favor, that they were probably trying to hide That's like, because
I just like what would be on that computer?
Because that's the assumption that their parents didn't already know she was an OnlyFans model. I don't think she was hiding that information.
Well, it's not that she was hiding it, but maybe because of this turning into some major public thing, they were like, okay, well, we don't want to put this out there.
But if it wasn't related to the case, why would they need to hide it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it was like her and him.
Yeah.
And didn't want that footage to be utilized because he's now dead. Yeah.
So, which would work. So the prosecution would definitely want that because it works again. So so it's like, so did they hide? If it's technically evidence that could work for the prosecution, then they're guilty of tampering.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that would be the only. I just don't understand why they would take it.
Would you do it? Would you for your child?
I would commit all kinds of crimes for my children.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I would. I can't stand that they did these horrible things, but I'm going to support my child.
I've said the same thing on this show as well. It was like a Bill Burr reaction. I said that, like, if my son or my daughter or my other son was, or even our from the extended family were arrested or it was plainly evident that they were guilty of like being a serial killer or something like that, I would calmly sit them down and be like, look, it's fine. We're gonna just relax. We're gonna just walk over to the police station. We're gonna just tell them. And then people are like, you would turn them in? Like, yeah, I would turn them in. I'm like, well, this isn't Dexter. Well, he only kills the bad people. Like,
if they're hurting people, then
you got to take responsibility.
Maybe I'll trap them on an island if I don't want them to, like, where they can't hurt anyone else. Like, that's maybe an option.
So it looks like, I had to go digging. You have to go to the Miami news stations.
Uh-huh.
They were looking for evidence. It didn't have anything to do with her OnlyFans or trying to retrieve anything. There's a group chat was on the news between the parents and their attorney where they were discussing, do you know any other pins that we can try? And then they texted back, that worked, hell yeah. So they guessed that whatever they thought the pin would be, and it worked. And then the attorney told them, don't mess with it. Like, we don't want you to mess up anything that actually could be used, because Florida law says accessing another person's computer without their permission is illegal.
When so that's what they're no longer here.
I was literally like trying to stop myself from making that same statement. That's going to be their defense.
Oh, of his estate. I was about to say, because what about your family members who pass away? And I'm like, you can't get.
So it's. His family would have had to.
So his family would have had to open it.
Yeah,
okay,
that makes sense. Okay.
Okay, well that makes more sense.
I was thinking exact. That's funny. I was thinking exact same thing. Like,
I was like, I'm so confused now.
Like, how you gonna like the dude is like that? It would be a messed up thing to say, but I can see them saying it. He's dead. I can open his computer if I want to.
Well, it's not even that. I'm like, they were obviously in a relationship. What if she has things on the computer that she needs that was in his computer?
Well, the question is, whose computer was it? It was his, right? Then that's witness tampering. Then I'm sorry.
That's evidence. I'm talking about, like, if someone passes away and in Florida, you're not allowed to open someone else's estate. Well, what if I am dating, long-term dating someone, and there's things on their computer that is of me or allegedly. Of mine?
Yeah, but if they can't, but if it's there, but it doesn't matter, because what they say, possession is 9/10. The property, it still was his property.
But technically, if you're in possession of it, then that's 9/10 of the law.
No, that's
they're in Miami is where this.
Yeah.
Did they say they took? I mean, the scene where the laptop was, I'm assuming the crime scene, that still kind of opens everything up.
Well, if it was in Miami and they were packing up all their daughter's stuff or packing up the apartment and they brought it back to their house, I could
fully find something that.
What Tabs was saying, that there could be this with video of the daughter. Equally, the estate of the other side could say there could be. No one knows until they open it up and look. So both could be true, or none of it can be true. So at the end of the day, I say then that means, because of the situation, then let the courts. The investigators look at it.
I'm just trying
first,
to think of but I'm not trying to think of this like, if this was a situation where this happened to me. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a prosecutor. I'm not a police officer. I'm just going to think logically about what my steps are and what I'm needing to do. So this thing happened where we all know she stabbed him. She says in self-defense. So my thought process is, okay, but what would be on the laptop that would prove that she killed him for any other reason?
I don't know what was said was on the laptop. It's just the fact that
I would look in a
laptop might be considered evidence of something, and the parents are not, and the parents are not allowed to tamper while we're in the middle of an investigation. I wouldn't want
strangers in a police station looking into my private stuff.
But that's not their private stuff; it's his.
Okay.
The victims.
But if that's why I was saying the only reason I could see them wanting to be in that laptop would be if she had content or things on that laptop that they didn't want to get to his family to use.
Stuff is already online.
But that's her edited, put out private stuff. There could be raw shit on there that we don't know. That's what my thought process is.
I get it. That's where your mind goes too. But they're trying to. Would you care about that? If you're trying to,
if somebody killed my child,
but you're trying
and I was full of grief. Do you know what grief will do to you?
But that's assuming that's what they're.
We're assuming everything because we don't got any of the information. So I'm assuming all out the ass here.
But they're mostly trying to get a conviction. At the end of the day, more than anything else.
If that was what they were after, if she's like, I have private stuff on there, then all she has to do is petition.
She's already out knowing. No, everybody knows that she's an OnlyFans model.
All I don't think they petition the court to say I have personal things on that computer that I want off.
Well, then this is what I feel like the family members of the deceased should say.
Yes, this belongs to her.
If it was me, okay, because we're not gonna get into anybody's mind here. But if it was me, I don't care about how she makes her money and this and that and all that stuff. But if there's something on that laptop that proves that the deceased or the case one way or the other, I would feel more comfortable. I'm not saying give the laptop back to me. I'm saying give the laptop to the investigators. I'm saying don't let the accused and her mother and father have complete control, because maybe they're trying to protect their daughter for the OnlyFans stuff, or maybe
I can 100% agree with that. I also think that there could be some sort.
I say both sides stop touching it.
They obviously were talking to the lawyer about it. Okay. There's you just showed the proof for that. And the lawyer did say, don't touch it. They opened it. So they've literally prosecuted them for supposedly, because that's all the information I have, just unlocking it. They didn't go through and search it. They just had it. So what is going?
Do we know that for a fact?
No, that's what they're saying in that article. That's all the information we knew.
I mean, unless you're not the brightest crayon in the box, the IT specialist people would know if they looked through it.
That exactly. They would definitely know that.
So
which I'm sure
be able to say yes, the pen was accessed, it was open, but nothing else.
Like they were literally asking their lawyer how to get the pin.
They would be able to say, yeah, they opened it, but they did look through some stuff.
So that would be different. So there's information. There's so much information missing. We're all going, what the heck is the big deal with the laptop and why?
At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, because this is what I would be saying, especially to make the courts listen to me. I would say, look, I'm not asking to give me the laptop. I'm just asking for them to stop having so much access to it and let the professionals
I could get behind
do their job.
Yeah, I could totally get behind that.
I could be wrong, but what if I'm not wrong?
Yeah.
Is what I feel like his family is saying.
I got no issues with
that. And if it was me,
shouldn't they have access to the iCloud? Shouldn't, if you have the technological advancements to do that?
Well, they say they don't want to open the door where the
so
FBI,
people just die and you're not going to help.
They'll like, the scenario is like, okay, in this case it's about a death, and yes, it'll help solve. We can do the right thing and help you solve this case. But then, what if the FBI then starts to move the line, and it's not about a murder, it's something even more trivial, and then it starts to infringe on other people's privacy.
So have boundaries set, have laws set, have
they
guidelines.
already have them set.
But no, the set was we do nothing.
Yeah.
we do nothing.
That was the hard line. That was the hard line that they wanted to take to protect other people's privacy in different situations. But you're right. They should clearly say, unless it's like something like murder or something like
where
that,
somebody
like,
is freaking dead and they need help
but there's so many scenarios that I know we're not thinking of at the moment, but there's so because you know that
there's scenarios where somebody is on the run from an abusive person and they don't want their stuff hacked. That person now works in the police and they have access to getting that information. Well, if they have access to getting to all of your information that's stored and through the Apple company, then yes, I could see where that could be really hard for certain situations where you need to like remove access from certain people and make it very difficult. But there are so many things in place where if you've got someone who has died or you've got like murder cases and stuff and all these open-ended murder cases and that you can't utilize all this technology there.
But guys, follow us and subscribe. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. Help us out. This really does help us. We haven't done a 2-hour show in a long time. Shit.
We knew going in.
Yeah, like I told Joy last night, before we started, this is going to last for 2 hours, right?
Oh my God, are we ending on that?